So while they're working on that, Walter has some equipment that he needs fixed, and that will decrease the price of my job because I'm just going to throw in some labor for him on what I owe him for the driveway and the stoop and the walkway. So what we have here today is Walter's stuff. This looks like a home light weed whacker, and just as I saw, home light weed whacker. Actually, it may look like a 4-stroke, but I'm not sure. And then we got this Husqvarna. That's Husqvarna. Husqvarna. Not Husqvarna. Husqvarna. Blower. Then we got this Lawn Boy with the Kohler engine, which I love. I have the same exact one at my mom's house as a backup. Love this engine. Kind of difficult to work on with the auto vane and the carburetor for the Kohlers, but when it does run right, it runs great. It's auto choke. And this is the Priority. This is his, I believe it's a Craftsman. Yep, with the Quantum engine on it. Lucky for him, I love the Quantum engines. It is self-propelled, and he says it doesn't start. He says the reason why it doesn't start is because he put 2-stroke oil in it. So I'm thinking just clean the carburetor, rinse out the gas tank, blow out the fuel lines, put regular gas in it, check the Earl, and fix his starter rope, and this should be good to go. Hopefully. But I'm going to get started on working on this for him today. First thing we're going to do is we're going to check out the starter rope, because if we don't have a starter rope solid, we're not going to be able to test it and see if it works, right? See if it goes out all the way. And it looks like it does. You can pull it fully with a handle right there. Actually, no. I think I might have to get a new weight. Yep. And also the recoil starter is loose. I might have to change the entire ignition, not the ignition, the recoil starter assembly, because the rope is too short. I think I might have an extra in the back. Like I said, the rope is too short, which means no matter what, we got to change the rope, right? But it looks like something's hinky going on with the recoil starter. It doesn't seem to be, it's not on the frame well, on the engine cover. So we're going to take the top cowling off. Just let it hang there. So as you can see, the recoil starter is loose on the rivets on the engine cover. That's not good. I mean, you can work with it, but I mean, eventually, with the amount of pulling and pulling and pulling over the years, it's going to be so loose that the two butterfly things are not going to hook onto the cup for the flywheel. So I think I have an extra one of these. I'm going to go in the back of my parts and see if I can find one. If not, I'll try to bend these parts so that, or put some washers in there to make it tighter. But either way, I got to change that rope because the rope is too short. Which is a pain, bros. You got 3 5/16 bolts. Take off this gas tank. Just let it hang here. Oh, there's the fuel. That's it there. See that? See how loose that is? Then there's 4 3/8 bolts to take off this engine cover, and another 5/16 right here to take the oil filler and the dipstick off. Dipstick? Cletus, you dipstick! Lift this up, wind it to the inside there. Find some 3/8. Just took the 4 3/8 bolts off, and the entire engine cover comes off right here. As you can see, it's in decent shape. However, like I said, it's loose on the rivets. I mean, I suppose I could just change the rope on the inside and throw a couple of washers in here, you know, just jam a couple of washers in there to make it tighter. Or I could bend, it's difficult to do, could bend this so that it takes up more room, but that's difficult to do. It's unusual for that to happen. I've never seen that actually. The recoil starter is actually you know what I mean? So this is the auto choke system. It's got the air vane here, the muffler. When it gets up to temperature, it's like a thermostat. Pushes this forward, right, to open the choke. Choke is always on, right? And then even this thing helps when when you're pulling it. The fan blows air to this part here, acts like a sail in a boat, and it pushes it forward to open the choke. But to start it, that's how you do it. So I'm going to go look for another engine cover and see if it'll fit. This is a Briggs and Stratton one. Oil this recoil a little bit. This looks like it. Awesome. May not have to restring it after all, eh? So this thing was a little, you know, hesitant to turn. You know, I wanted to make it smoother. So I just sprayed a ton of WD-40 in here. This can was an older can, and it still has about, I don't know, a little bit in there, but there wasn't enough air in there. So I just used my air compressor and shoved that thing in there and pumped some more air in here. Now it sprays out pretty well. So just put some WD-40 on the mechanism where the coil is. It'll be nice and smooth. WD-40 is safe for everything. Even smells nice. You could even drink WD-40. Alright, so while we have that off, we know that the recoil starter is good now, and I didn't have to change the rope because I had the entire assembly available. So we just removed this little piece over here, so we have access to the carburetor, and we might as well check out the carburetor situation, since one of the culprits of reason why this didn't start was because the carburetor was probably contaminated with 2-stroke oil. As you can see, the cover is really dirty and the filter is very dirty. So we're going to have to replace that. Everything else seems to be in okay shape. There's this 1/4 inch, or less actually, to disconnect the air vane from the carburetor arm. It's always hard to find the right one. Do not screw this back on with an impact, because you'll break the arm off the carburetor. Why do I say that? Because I've done it before. I've broken it before. Now we're going to take off the air cleaner base, which is 3 bolts, 5/16. Just going to throw them in. I've worked on these carburetors a lot. It's my favorite. I could actually do it blindfolded if I wanted to. Take me 3 times as long, but I would probably get it done. It's very dirty. It's very dirty, Walter. Very, very bad condition.
Maybe that's why it hasn't turned.
Then we have 2 3/8 bolts that hold this carburetor on in here. Carburetor will come off, do a Z-bend turn, boom, and there it is. There be the carburetor. So now I'm going to get a 1/2-inch socket and get that out, and we're going to check out the condition of the carburetor. Got my 1/2-inch socket. I had it all ready from my job with the yard machines lawn tractor. I'm waiting for a head gasket. So all my tools are sprawled everywhere, but I don't have to go look for them because I know where they are. There's the jet nut for the bowl. Remove the bowl now, and actually, it's pretty clean. See that? It's pretty clean. It's kind of perplexing why he says it doesn't start. You know what I mean? Because it's pretty clean. Let's see if the jet nut is clogged. And it's not. I could see light through it. May not be super clean, but we're going to blow out all these holes. I'm using multi-purpose parts cleaner and degreaser from my friends at Lucas Oil. Doesn't leave a residue, as well as it doesn't blow up the gaskets like carb cleaner does. Now you guys have heard me say that before. So I'm just going to blow some in the emulsion tube. This hole right here. This hole right there. Hole right here. Got the Welsh plug, there's a hole for the primer. I'm going to blow some in this fuel nozzle. So if there was any two-stroke oil in there, rinse it out. Now I'm going to get a container and drain the fuel from the gas tank, because I want to make sure that there's no two-stroke gas oil mix in there. Just drained out some fuel and it looks clean. Gotta brush this out, it's just disgusting. And clean the carburetor out too. I'm gonna brush these both out. Boom! Abracadabra. Now I am a little worried about this gasket over here. It's kind of torn, but this gasket over here, where it's torn, has that hole there, but it doesn't have the input to the hole on the thing, so it's basically just a gasket. So as long as I can just have it on there, I think it'll be alright. And then the next thing is the seat. See how it's like kind of puffy like that? I don't think the seat is right. So I'm going to take this needle out. I'm going to check out the seat. Actually, the seat looks okay. Just looks a little puffy is all. I have a feeling it might leak though. I just sort of tested it, so we'll give it a try. I have a feeling that there's something wrong with the seat, but it looks okay. It seems to work okay. So I cleaned the bowl, cleaned the carburetor, blew out the jet nut. Gasket still looks good. Half-inch socket. I'm worried about the gasket a little, but we'll try it. If not, I'll have to find one. Put this back onto the Z-bend. Don't move. This part here has to hook right on. Right on! Like I told you, never use an impact for this. Gasket worries me, man. Just stay right there and don't move. It'll be alright. This part here goes into the breather. Don't move. Don't breathe. Part where the gasket is. Nice and carefully. And there's another one that goes right here to the frame. You tighten this down and we're going to get everything back together again. Got a 1/4-inch driver, net driver. Just need to turn. You're good. Okay, well now we're just going to put everything back. As I'm rotating this gas tank back again, I'm going to try to fit this nozzle to this hose without spilling much gas. Oh, not yet. You know why? I gotta put the son of a gun. Guess what, fellas? This is not going to work because this has the auto choke on it, and this one is not. See what I'm saying? So, because this is an auto choke mower, this has the cutout for the auto vane, the air vane. This one is a one with a primer bulb, and it doesn't have the cutout. See what I'm saying? So this cover is not going to fit on this thing, which means I have to now get a new handle and rope for the original one. What a pain in the yum-yum. So, you know what we're going to do now, fellers? We're going to take the original recoil starter, A. The 5/16 nut. I'm going to loosen that. I'm going to take this out. Like that. And I'm going to pull recoil starter. Oh, fudge. That's no good. I should have cut this. I'm going to cut this as soon as I find where my cutters are. Mess. I didn't want to do this, but I did it, so just slowly recoiling this. We're lucky that the coil is still good and well greased, and it's popped back in like this, right? So it actually makes it easier for us to do this. So without it coming back out, I'm going to cut this rope, and I'm going to find another rope. So when I'm ready to coil again, this hook part hooks right onto that area right there. Then you wind it, see? I'm going to put these things back too. I'm going to go find a rope. Walter had the rope tied on so that it's always engaged. Let's move this out. It's just really dirty there. And then we're going to spray some WD-40 here. Keep it dry and keep it lubricated. Putting this reel back in, and it has to catch onto that thing, and it's catching. As long as I got it caught in there, I'm going to put these butterfly things back in. It goes in just like that. It goes in just like that. This thing has the grooves in it so that it pushes it out when you need it to. Damn screwdriver when you need one, man. Damn it. See? Watch. See how the butterflies come out like that? Anyway. So I'm coiling it. recoiling it continuously, winding it up to the tension. Well, this has turned into kind of a pain, huh? Recoiling the rope for this is actually not that tough. It's just that I was so looking forward to using a part that I had in stock. But now I know that the part that I have is not for an auto choke, for the regular one with the primer bulb. Still have to find a handle for the rope. I think I might have some in stock. Can you believe that? Actually have some stuff in stock. So anyway, so the hole for the rope is here. And the entrance area for the rope is there. If I find that damn screwdriver, man. Just take something. Over here. That's too thick. Where's the screwdriver? Just when I need it. Where's the screwdriver? Alright, it's held right there. Now I'm just going to fish a new rope through this hole and hope it makes its way to that hole. I have to burn the end of this. Go. I see it. Got it. There it is right there. You make a knot. Make sure. This pin back out again and let it rewind itself. So it's rewound to when you almost have no tension right around here. Put this back on. Just to get the length. And then I'm going to pull it around here. Right around there. So I'm going to cut it about there. I'm going to burn this end too. Find myself a handle. Keep handles in stock from China. This rope is too short because it's meant for like generators and stuff that don't have a, you know what I mean. Anyway, here's the rope. I'm going to remember to stick this through on this side. I'm not going to put it on yet, but I'm going to. Whoa, I almost sucked it all the way in, man. That would not have been a good thing. This part here, won't get just right. rivets in. Part looks good. Part looks good. This all looks good. So I'm going to put all the 3/8 bolts back in there. Why is that so hard? There we go. It still does move though, you know what I'm saying? That was the reason why we didn't use it. Let's see what we can do. To figure out some kind of washer system. So what am I going to do is I'm just going to take some thin wire and wrap it around this area here to take up some of that slack. The less slack, the less wear you'll have. You know what I mean? So that just takes up some of the space that's in between the rubbed out parts and prevents it from rubbing out anymore. See? It's already not moving on this side. So I'll do the other side. There we go. Thin layer of wire. Check it out. Slack is gone. Got to do one more side. There we go. Look at that. No slack. Going to connect the gas tank back to the fuel line, to the carburetor. I'm going to secure the 5/16 bolts back onto that thing. As soon as I find my impact, there we go. Not a lot of stuff, but that's okay. Oh, fudge. Before I put this on, guess what? That's right. I'm gonna put the dipstick back on. The rope back through here. Starting to look like a lawnmower now, huh? Wonder if it'll start. This handle. Make a knot. I guess now we could try to test it. and make sure everything's away from the blades. So here we go. We just fixed it all. Just going to give it a pull and see what happens. So I'm thinking
It works.
that
Nice.
screw might be too long, the one that I shoved into the thing, and that's why it's like kind of grinding there. Let me check the blades underneath. RPMs feel kind of low. I'm gonna adjust the RPMs. Gonna clamp this off. This is not a really good clamp, actually. Nice. Cleaned out the filter. It's just a little oily, but it's still pretty clean. Let's see if it runs right with it. I'm gonna go mow my lawn with it. There's still something wrong with it, man. Still something wrong. As you guys saw, it seems like it's mowing really slow. And also when I tried to start it a few times, it didn't seem like it really wants to start. And also there was a pullback on the handle. Also, if you look at this, right, rotates counterclockwise, right? And these are gator blades. The sharp edge is on the wrong side. So this blade is on upside down. But I have a feeling that the keyway is busted. That's a pain in the ass. I'm going to have to take this whole thing apart again, including the flywheel, to find out if the keyway is busted. But first we're going to put these blades back where it's supposed to be. Just going to take these blades off. You know what? I'm going to take off the spark plug, just so we don't have any accidents and I chop my hand off. 9/16. See, it's supposed to go this way. These gator blades on this side are supposed to be following. So this is the sharp end right here. You can tell it's sharp because it's never been used. And this goes that way. Engine's very hot. Very hot. So we just put the blades back on normally, put the plug back on. There we go. That was the problem. The blades were on upside down. So because they're gator blades, those three mulchers in the back were pushing against the grass, causing the engine to slow down. Therefore, the front self-propelled was slowing down as well. So now we got the blades going in the right direction. And as you can see, starts great. Starts great, and the self-propelled works great. So that was it. I'm glad it wasn't the sheared keyway, because that would have been a pain in the butt. But it was just the blades on backwards, man. Can you believe it? Anyway, so I fixed this for Walter. I'm sure he's going to be happy about it. We changed the rope on the recoil starter. We tightened the rivets by that wire on there to give it less play. Cleaned the carburetor and cleaned the fuel lines. And that's all this thing needed, even though this did take quite a while to adapt and stuff. We got a good lawnmower now. Self-propulsion works. And it starts up great. This was a Craftsman Quantum Engine 6.75 self-propelled lawnmower. All done. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel, buy a sticker. Also follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next project. Have a great day. Hey guys, Boba and I want to thank you for all the support of Mowers and Blowers. If you'd like, make a short video clip like these, and I'll put it as an outro in my future videos.
Henry, next time on blowers and...
See, you just screwed that all up. I take two.
Henry, see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Great
yeah.
job.